If you love homesteading, off-grid living and growing your own food, then you're going to love this. Today I'm sharing over 30 incredible Aussie homesteading YouTube channels, organised state by state, so you'll be able to find someone right in your own backyard. Some are big channels, some are hidden gems, but they all share their real life experience of homesteading in Australia. To keep this list fresh, I'll only be including the currently active channels, but hey, if I've missed one you love, please drop it in the comments because I'm always on the lookout for more Aussie homesteading legends. If you're watching this, then you've already found us, Rockpile Off-Grid Homestead. I'm Amanda and my husband Corey and I are both ex-tradies. We are 100% off-grid on 100 acres in the wheat belt of WA, where we've been building our homestead from a vacant block and making videos for you guys about it since 2020. Now, we almost quit YouTube before we even reached 200 subscribers until Mel from Bee-farmstead pretty much pushed us back into publishing videos. Mel and her family also live on a large property. They have pretty much every animal that you can have on a homestead. They do lots of farming activities. Mel is my milk cow mentor, and if you dream of having a milk cow, go head over to her channel. She's got hundreds of super detailed and informative videos to inspire you. Number 3 is Sustainable Holly. Sustainable Holly is a Kiwi living in Perth, showing us what's possible in her productive and lush urban garden. She's very informational, lots of how-tos, and the lovely Holly is growing, cooking and preserving her way to a more sustainable life and showing us how to do the same. Number 4 is Building a Dream. Jasmine and her best mate Django are literally building a dream using sea containers in an economical and sustainable way in the southwest of WA. She does it pretty much all herself using her wide range of skills and a whole bunch of ingenuity. We love her spirit, and as a tradie myself, I always love seeing another lady get on the tools. Number 5 is Free Range Living. They are sailors turned farmers and are also located in the southwest of WA. They're on 9 acres and they're learning everything they can from local sustainable farmers and producers while sharing their own experience of farming, gardening, keeping goats, chickens, the whole shebang. Moving to the other side of the country, number 6 is Bush Edge Homesteading Australia. Rachel and family live in the glorious Dandenong Ranges. Her and her family have been homesteading for well over a decade, and even though she is on the other side of the country, she is one of my best homesteading buddies. Topics on her channel include gardening, cooking, preserving, fermenting, winemaking, alternative energies, and a whole bunch of other homesteading related activities that her and her husband do while working full time with 2 kids. Number 7 is Di and Sam. And now I'm cheating a little bit with this one because they're actually doing a bit of a van life adventure. So they are no longer officially tied to one particular state. They're actually one of the first Aussie YouTubing channels that we found. And we were super inspired by everything that they managed to achieve on their rented property in just a few short years. Now they are on the road showing their life homesteading in a van while they're going around Australia visiting other people's homesteads. And in 2025 they're on the brink of another adventure with their first child on the way. So congratulations you two, and I'm excited to see how this year pans out for you. Number 8 is Gonna One Day Homestead. Gonna One Day is a fun new channel following the adventures of 2 city slickers who are fulfilling their dream of living an off-grid, sustainable life on a rural property. No one thought they would actually do it, hence the Gonna One Day, but they made the leap in 2023, 2024, and they are just having fun figuring things out as they go. Number 9 is The Adventures of Zoom and Betty. The Adventures of Zoom and Betty follow a young couple with a certain vintage flair, and they're building a homestead on a 1 acre block. They're gardening and preserving. They've got a roadside stall for to sell their produce and preserves. They're also building infrastructure on their homestead. What's fun about their channel is they also do different travels around Australia that they take you on, so you get to see a bit of the country as well. Number 10 is My Aussie Garden and Kitchen. Daz is a retired chef and a big personality that makes Very informative videos that are easy to follow on things like gardening, cooking, preserving. He's got an orchard, he keeps chickens, he does worm farming, plus he loves showing off the different native animals that share his little piece of paradise with him. Number 11 is Flower Folk Farm. Anita and family live on 3 acres and they are passionate about sustainable farming, and they run a small cut flower operation with a farm gate stall. They've got chickens and pigs and a huge veggie patch, as well as a beautiful livestock guardian dog called Sadie. They're also part of something called the Grow Free movement, and they have a share garden in their front paddock for community use. Number 12 is Moat Cottage Homestead. Alyssa Jane from Moat Cottage Homestead is like your homesteading fairy godmother, teaching like artisanal and forgotten homesteading skills. She does organic permaculture gardening, preserving, herbal remedies, and she's been living the homesteading life for decades. She is so generous with her knowledge on how to manage a homestead, and also in teaching these almost forgotten homesteading skills to a whole new generation. Number 13 is Sam's Garden Project. Sam has a vibrant, full and productive garden, and the channel is dedicated to all things gardening, sustainability, self-sufficiency, all done in a backyard in the suburbs of Melbourne. You'll get seasonal garden tours as well as seeing what she's planting when, and I just love seeing a young, enthusiastic gardener. 14 is Fat Cow Farm. Fun and energetic Petter has been working towards becoming self-sufficient in readiness for the start of 2025. Now, just a couple of months in of being 100% self-sufficient, his channel gives us a chance to get updates on how he's managing food supplies, off-grid power, like all of it. So the Fat Cow Farm journey for 2025 is bound to be a cracker. 15 is Three Barrow Farm. Three Barrow Farm is an off-grid property in central Victoria where they grow food, preserve, raise animals and seek to live lightly on the land. On the channel you can enjoy videos spending time in the garden, in the kitchen, and also exploring herbalism. Number 18 is Homesteading on the Rock. Homesteading on the Rock is a young, smart family starting their journey on a vacant piece of land. And through that process, they are walking us through every step and every decision they have to make. I love how well Tom explains all his learning, all the research he does, and is very transparent about any hiccups and also celebrating successes along the way. We're excited to watch their progress through 2025. Number 17 is Homesteading Down Under. Homesteading Down Under has been giving us content on YouTube for over 16 years. The family brings us along to show us everything they do building a self-reliant life in northern Tasmania. From vegetable and flower gardening to healthy cooking and preserving, plus videos on things like woodworking and build projects, and so much more. 16 years of content. There's a lot. Number 18 is 55 Acres Wild. Mitch and Rochelle are a young couple building an off-grid cabin. Now, they did take a break to do a lap around Australia, but they're back into it and we are excited to see what happens for them in 2025. Corey and I only wish that we got started that young. Now, this is the point where you'll probably notice that I don't have channels represented from every state, because I struggled to find channels from South Australia, Northern Territory and the ACT. So again, if you have favourite channels from those states, please drop them in the comments. I would love to put them on my watch list. Queensland! All the homesteaders live in Queensland. Number 19 is Our Small Footprint. Our Small Footprint is a family of 8 living off-grid. Nissa is well known for her bulk shopping hauls that she does every 8 to 9 weeks. Her videos show how she cooks and preserves that food for her family so it lasts until the next shop, all on a budget. You'll love Nissa if you want to feel like you're side by side in the kitchen with a friend, just seeing like the ins and outs of everything she's cooking, along with a heap of tips and tricks to make her food go further for a large family. Number 20 is Bits Out the Back Homestead. Rob and Bianca are turning a newly purchased farm into a regenerative Aussie homestead. They are super down to earth and their vlog style videos show you the reality of everything that needs to be done day to day on a property while you're trying to manage it and also build it into the homestead of your dreams. As a side note, Rob is also very well known from his other channel, Rob Bob's Aquaponics. 21 is Farming Life Australia. Now, John and Pat over at Farming Life Australia are like true blue Aussie farmers. They're a couple who have spent their life on their land. Their videos cover everything you need to do and know to keep a farm running. They use a lot of ingenuity. They've got like a lot of skills to be able to do stuff themselves and just figure things out and make it work. Number 22 is Vintage Food Farm. Tim and Debbie swap the hustle and bustle of city life to build a self-sufficient future on their property in North Queensland. We're talking rainwater tanks, raising chickens, veggie gardens, fruit trees, the whole lot. What's really fun and different about their channel is that they're really passionate about exploring food throughout Australia and Southeast Asia, and they take us along for the journey. 23 is Rustic Spirits Homestead. Regan and Kirsty did something crazy in 2024 and started a homestead. On their channel, you'll get to see them set up everything from scratch, and they share that with you in a very practical, information-packed way. So there's videos on topics like rainwater tanks, composting toilets, off-grid setup, building a veggie garden, and so much more. They really are very easy to hang out with, and you should go check them out. Number 24 is Self-Sufficient Me. Now, I'm pretty sure that most Aussies watch Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, but just in case you don't, you need to head over there right now. He's been creating content around self-sufficiency and gardening for well over a decade. There are a bunch of videos, so get into it. Number 25 is The Nature Patch. Environmental scientist Robin is delightful, and you get to spend hours hanging out with her in her permaculture garden, listening to her explain things in that extremely calming and gentle way of hers. Seriously, if you want some zen time, go grab a cup of tea and hang out with Robin for a bit. 26 is Limestone Permaculture. Since 2010, Brett and Nick from Limestone Permaculture have been building and growing a highly productive permaculture property in the mid-coast region of New South Wales. The property is the ultimate showcase of how to successfully apply permaculture principles. What they've achieved on a relatively small property is an inspiration, and they're also educators, and they run things like PDCs, so definitely check them out and check out their website for any events or courses they have got coming up. Number 27 is The Weedy Garden, another one which I think many people might already watch. He's pretty popular. Photographer and self-confessed earth lover David Trude easily has one of the most creative gardening channels that you'll find out there. His filming and stop motion style videos are incredible. His approach to gardening is ecstatic and very exploratory. And in his patch, he also applies a lot of permaculture principles, which he learnt from permaculture legend Jeff Lawton, who he just happens to be mates with. Number 28 is Chimney Creek Farm. Tina and family are off-grid on 140 acres with organic gardens, permaculture, worm farming, preserving, and a heap of DIY projects. Tina finds a lot of deep meaning in the life she's leading. She's a resilient and resourceful homesteader and deeply connected to the land that her and her family are living and working on. Number 29 is Mother the Mountain Farm. Mother the Mountain Farm are two sisters who are on a journey to live a life that is in harmony with the natural world around them. Their videos are like little mini documentary masterpieces that showcase the kind of idyllic life they lead in a rainforest while they are working towards applying regenerative farming practices. They are such a joy to watch if you want something a little bit different. Number 30. Dreams of Green. Alex is in a subtropical paradise in northern New South Wales. Alex is a relatively new channel, but she's doing some very interesting stuff, regenerating her land using permaculture principles and agroforestry systems. Everything she's planted, she's done by herself, by hand. She doesn't have a tractor, and all the trees that she's planted, she's grown from either seeds or by cuttings. Plus, she's contending with quite a variable climate that ranges from frost and floods to droughts and heat waves. Just quietly, Alex is a bit of a badass. Number 31 is Hayes Homestead. We've only just found this channel, but we're glad we did. Tobias from Hayes Homestead has a background as a chef and also in building, so he brings a really unique set of skills to his and his family's new homestead. With the channel only a year old, Tobias is turning a 54-acre, pretty rundown and neglected property into a thriving and functional farm again. But it's going to take him a lot of work to do it. He's already making progress though, and the transformation of Hayes Homestead through 2025 is going to be exciting to watch. And that's a wrap on 30 plus awesome Aussie homesteading channels. I hope that you found some that you will follow and learn from. If I've missed any that you love, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to do another one of these soon. And if you liked this and you also like homesteading and off-grid living, DIY build projects, please click like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.